Look at this video from an individual known as Father versus World. A lot of people are talking about it across social media because he asked one specific question.
I have noticed a very strange behavior among the rich folk. I've been delivering since 2014, and I have never seen the rich folk prepping like they've been doing the last 2 months. They have buying, a lot of them have been buying dry foods, buying generators. A lot of them have been trying getting dry foods, rice, like beans, like all the stuff I've been delivering. And when I delivered, they're like, "Oh, put in a garage." One of this other guy, he has his whole entire garage built out. And when I asked him why is he doing it, he's just like, my gut feeling. So I don't know what they're being prepped for. Why are they buying so many of the emergencies, but they're buying a lot. They're prepping, and I deliver to people who are earning million plus. Some of these houses are like $2-3 million, and they're prepping for something, not to leave or go anywhere, just to stay in. They're prepping. That's highly suspicious.
So this is actually no surprise to me because we have been told for quite some time that the ultra rich, the super rich billionaires have been building these fabulous underground bunkers, mansions. So they have been preparing for quite some time, but it wasn't just the billionaires, but also millionaires as well that were building underground bunkers. The super rich definitely know what's going to happen ahead of time. They can see the writing on the wall. Just as the 2026 Economist magazine had shown us, the earth is on fire. And I strongly do believe Barack Obama's scripted movie, Leave the World Behind, was basically a siren and alert for those in the know to now get ready and prepared. The movie ended with a fortified bunker underground that was pretty much stocked up, while all this chaos was going on above. This next video from Match Becoming may be more evidence that they know something big is coming around the corner.
All right, I need everyone to listen up for this because it's pretty terrifying. This just came across my feed and I just can't stop thinking about it. It's an internal memo from AutoZone that was leaked, not meant for the common US citizen, just meant for their managers, their district managers, their parts managers, their store managers. And the subject line alone should terrify all of us because it says, and I'm not paraphrasing here, how AutoZone will navigate the impending supply shortage of motor oil, diesel engine oil, and specialty fluids. Inside the memo, they describe what is coming as the largest supply shortage of those types of fluids in modern history of America. A 40% drop in the available supply, 40% of motor oil. The very thing that every single car and truck in this country needs just to function. And I need us to really pay attention to this right now because we are not talking about a luxury item or something optional. We're talking about something that keeps people getting to work, getting their kids to school, keeping their small businesses running. And while that memo was being sent out quietly to corporate managers, nobody was telling us, the common US citizen. Nobody sent us a heads up.
Now, I don't know the authenticity of this memo. I'm not a manager for AutoZone. I don't work there. But if you are a manager for AutoZone, please let me know about this memo. I did take a look online. There are news articles talking about, like, for example, this article from Yahoo Autos. It was published on May 18th. It says, leaked AutoZone memo warns of massive motor oil shortages as supply chain fears spread. There are also other news agencies talking about this, and of course people across social media, and the thing is, AutoZone has not come out and debunked this yet. The article says that this memo reads more like a crisis, and it really isn't about higher prices, but also how certain things, certain parts, important things for automobiles will be a lot harder to find. But here's why I think there may be something to this due to the timing. We're all pretty much aware that by 2027, they want all new model cars to be fitted with AI for surveillance, to surveil you to make sure you're fit to drive. But it will be constantly monitoring you, constantly monitoring inside your car. This is what they want. And the question always happened to be, Well, if they want this mandatory for new cars, what's going to happen to the old cars or older than 2027? But take a look at this part of the memo right here where it says a late model Toyota driver is coming up on an oil change and 0W16 isn't available. It might recommend STP any mileage 5W20 and show we can have a 5-quart jug shipped to him next week. So they want you to use a substitute oil in your car's engine until they can get you your required one. Doing so may not cause any immediate damages, but it could, especially if your engine's not already the best. Using a thicker oil like 5W20 creates too much resistance, leading to poor circulation, increased friction, thus your engine's working harder because your car takes 0W16. And what should be of note is that older cars actually fare better when it comes to oil substitution, but more modern cars, probably 2010 and onward, are extremely sensitive to the type of oil you use. They are very specific. Now, immediate damages may not happen to everybody, but what happens, according to this memo anyway, that specific oil you need for unforeseen circumstances gets delayed for a week, 2 weeks, even a month, you could definitely damage your engine running the substitute oil. Even outside of your car, oil is extremely important for other things in our daily lives, but it's still interesting timing given the fact that we're being warned that E15 is being used at the gas pump in replace of regular gas, and so people are also destroying their cars that way as well. It's just very interesting timing right before all these new 2027 cars are required to have AI surveillance. The memo ends with, we plan to become the go-to solution provider for those met with empty shelves and fear of unknown replacements. We'll provide guidance and supplies to the soon-to-be first-time home oil changers who can no longer spare the increased cost coming to every lube chain. We intend to beat every competitor at meeting this challenge head-on and expect tens of thousands of new customers. Together, we'll assist in maintaining an essential normalcy in times of hardship. Keep America on the road. But again, I don't know if this is a real memo. It hasn't been confirmed, and apparently it's only been sent out to management at AutoZone, not just regular workers.
Water is now being traded on the NASDAQ just like oil. Okay? It is. Look it up for yourself. It's not going to be free anymore. We already pay for it anyway when you pay a water bill. It's being traded on the Dow Jones too. That's the stock market, you all.
So I saw this video from Gina Marie Colvin, and she is absolutely correct. But the thing is, and the reason why I played her video, I've been seeing on social media, across social media, people talking about how water is the new gold. It's now being treated as a commodity like gold and silver, which is absolutely crazy given the fact that water is a necessity to live. But this is actually nothing new. The first of its kind United States water trade market was launched on the Chicago Exchange with $1.1 billion in contracts tied to California water prices. This allowed farmers, hedge funds, and municipalities to hedge against future water availability in California, and this was announced back on October of 2020. While we were all focused on the C-19 jabs and things like that, 6 feet apart, mask up, back and forth, well, they were doing this. And what makes this a big deal, flash forward to today, are data centers, because data centers require lots of water, and with major corporations possibly holding massive leverage over local water sharing, they get to allocate it how they see fit without having to care or think about local residents and their water requirements. And we have been seeing that quite often. Matter of fact, we just saw something like that take place very recently with a data center over in Georgia owned by Blackstone, the same Blackstone where last year a man went to this building in New York City, went to the 33rd floor, and took out their CEO. They drained nearly 30 million gallons of water without being billed for several months, mind you. This consumption caused severe drops in residential water pressure during a drought. And the funny thing is, water being seen as a commodity is mostly in the western states, not the eastern states. Georgia is seen more as a public resource. So did anybody get in any trouble for draining all this water for this data center? No, it was just seen as an oversight. So what does that mean for states where they actually do see water as a commodity? They can do what basically they want with it without any trouble.
Is Walmart currently cloning your voice? And why do I say that? Because recently, Walmart updated their AI call-in system for when customers call in. The message now says the call, your voice, may be recorded for quality and other business purposes. But when you find out what those other business purposes are, you may never call Walmart again. Have a listen to this for yourself.
This is what Walmart's new AI system says when you call to ask for help.
This call and your voice may be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention.
Your call and your voice will be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention. I like how they put that at the end to kind of make your brain feel like it's a safe thing. It's not, because I looked into what other business purposes could be, and it is not limited to AI training, voice cloning data sets, emotion tracking, behavioral analysis, customer profiling, speech recognition systems. What ethically could you use that for?
And kudos to that young lady. She is 100% correct. And here are some other controversial uses of AI call-in services: behavioral profiling, emotional detection, cross-linking voice data with customer profiles, long-term biometric storage, AI model training without clear opt-in transparency. So basically, you're literally just calling in to talk to customer service. And to take this a step further, it gets even worse. And a lot of people don't even realize this, but they're actually using this to record your accent, emotional state, stress, probable age range, speaking habits, identity likelihood, and purchase intent. So once again, AI strikes again, and there's nothing you can do about it, especially if you want to call Walmart customer service. Because once they record your voice, there's no telling what or where or how or when they're going to use it. And the only other option you may have is to go into a store, and hopefully there's a human there at customer service that can help. But think about the inconvenience of having to get in your car and drive to a location when you could just pick up the phone, right? Think about it. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always,
That video came from the Jody69. Walmart is going completely digital, even with digital price tags, but this is just another reason to just stay away from Walmart.
The government truly hates when we help each other and they don't get a cut of it. I just had a phone call with John from the Department of Agriculture. Good dude, congratulated us for what we're doing on feeding kids. Hey, there's a bunch of food, and there was a dog. And he's like, hey, you need to get registered. And I was like, hey, no, I don't. And he was like, well, you know, you have got a lot of food that you're giving to people. I said, yeah, no different than Halloween. And he was like, well, you know, it's a one-time thing, so nobody's going to fuss about that. I said, yeah, this is a one-time thing too. He's like, well, 2 small meals, 2 snacks, and a drink per day. I said, yeah, I'm not going to go out and deliver to 1,700 kids every single day. I'm going to give it all at once. Like, if we're able to, obviously. But I was like, what are you going to do? Raid my house? Like, are you going to, like, follow me around in a car? Are you going to trespass onto my property if people come here to get meals? Like, I don't need to follow your rules and pay you money for things that we're doing, like, to help others. It's dried goods. This is insane.
It is sad that you can't set up shop and give things away to people, just give them away without being hounded and harassed, because the last thing they want is a population helping other people. I saw this next clip off Barry Stepp's channel, and I can't believe this is happening in Georgia. But then again, at the end of the day, I guess I can, because pretty soon this is going to happen all across the United States.
Hey you guys, it's Ansley from Coweta County. Today I'm out here at a home that Georgia Power has already forgotten. As you can see, they're frustrated with the situation. I wanted to give you guys a few more facts about this. This is Project Wansley. It's spelled exactly like my name, but with a W in the front of it. This affects 4 different counties: Heard, Coweta, Fayette, and Fulton County, Georgia. This project is massive. It spreads over 35 miles in a straight line. They're taking 330 properties, 21 of which include entire homes. As you can see, I have one of those homes right here behind me. There are several other on this same street that have already been torn down. I'm going to take you guys down there now. This is one of those homes, you guys. It's already been demolished. They took everything down to the ground, driveway, foundation, everything gone. Over here, another one. This isn't a cul-de-sac, you guys. This is going to affect the entire neighborhood once this begins. It is going to be a 2-year-long construction project that will affect not only home values, but just entire everyday living. A lot of you have reached out to me and asked how you can help. The best way to help in this situation is to keep sharing and call your senators. That is how we get the information out, and truthfully, public awareness will bring change. The silence is what has given them the power to do this long to homeowners. I guarantee you these people did not want to sell their home. If you think you're safe in a subdivision, guess what? You're not. Look who is coming to a subdivision near you. Oh, Georgia Power Company survey. Seen a lot of those these past few days.
They are expanding out more and more because they are ticks. They need more resources. They need more land. There is never enough for these ticks. And again, they came up with the idea to put data centers inside people's homes, but I guess if you're opposed to that idea or your home is too old, they're just going to go ahead and take that land anyway, as again we're seeing over in Georgia. Absolute insanity.